6:45, and Mike, before we start this segment, I told you I'm going to hold you to task here on this daily download. Somebody in my house may have dropped our laptop, and the screen's cracked. But my laptop's about 6 years old. So my thing, and it's a MacBook Pro, I don't want to pay to fix it because it's coming down the line. However, I need to be sold because this might just be my impression, but if you're an Apple guy or a PC guy, I don't always need the newest and latest. I need some hook to really get me interested. Because what does it have that my old unit didn't have?
Okay, well, pay attention then to the next few minutes, because this might be enough to kind of sway you to this lineup.
Try open my wallet? So, that's going to be tough. Okay,
so I know, right? So this is the new MacBook Air, and this is interesting because Apple... This used to be the student favorite for years. It debuted 10 years ago, and at the time, it was the thinnest laptop out there. No one had ever seen anything like it. But over the last 10 years, while other laptops got upgrades, for some reason, Apple didn't really revisit the MacBook Air. They did little tech bumps, specs, little bumps, but no real change. In fact, this one right here, that's kind of the original from 8 years ago. And that's the way it stayed.
Look at even the screen, like you've got a much smaller screen. It looks like the 1990s.
Yeah. So finally, we get our first update in about 8 years, and what an update it is. So if you put them side by side, the first thing you're going to notice is the screen. Those thick bezels, they're gone. They're reduced by 50%. So it looks nice and modern now. That screen also, the resolution, a huge difference. The old version has its low res. This new version has 4 times the pixels of an HD television.
The fact that it's like thinner than cardboard.
It's ridiculous how thin it is.
Like, go back to the early 80s when we had this, you had to have the TV monitors. It is nuts where we've come with the resolution.
So, and the resolution, what that means is your eye cannot pick out individual pixels. It's so crisp. The text is crisp, the colors are better. So all in all, the screen, you're going to see a huge difference in that. But some other things to talk about. Touch ID. So I'm going to lift this up here, and you'll see a little tiny sensor up there.
Yeah.
That's actually sapphire crystal.
So it's a blank key, but it's actually a sensor.
It is also the power key, so it doubles as a Touch ID. So what you can do is you can place your finger on there, and you open up your MacBook just with your fingerprints.
Like your iPhone.
On your phone, exactly. Okay. So that's come to the MacBook Air, which is something we haven't seen before. Usually you see that in the Mac Pro and things like that. The touchpad is also different. 20% larger, but it's also now force touch trackpad. So what that means, instead of the old springboard mechanism, now it's touch sensitive, pressure sensitive. So the harder you press, the more features and functionality there is. So let's say you're in iMovie or QuickTime. If you want to fast forward, the harder you push down, the faster it's going to scroll forward or rewind.
Now, but you've used this for a bit. Is there a learning curve if you're used to your old Mac?
No, not at all. Because if you want to use it just as a normal touchpad, you still have that click. It feels the same. It's only when you push down harder.
Extra features, but you can still get through it. Okay.
MacBook Air has always been known for battery life. Same thing. I've been using this for almost a week now. Never once did I have to plug it in during the day and top it up. It gets you through the 12 hours. No problem at all. There is some disappointment in the fact that MagSafe is gone. You remember the kind of magnetic charging cable? That's gone. And people like that. So they've gone with USB-C, and you know what? It has its own benefits as well, but some people will be disappointed. But the other thing I have to point out is the price. All these new features mean they had to bump up the price. So instead of starting at about $1,200, it now starts at $1,500 Canadian.
Wow.
And this used to be the favorite for students because it was so economical,
was there, it was small to throw in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Now it's $1,500.
So, I mean, you got to take that in consideration. Yeah, they put all these upgrades in it, but it is a little bit more. It is still the most affordable MacBook on the market. But it is a little bit more money now, so you got to kind of weigh that in.
But the look of it,
and the gold.
Yeah,
I am not a colored. I like my silver, and this is gold, and I actually kind of like it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it comes out Friday if you want to check it out.
Yeah. Well, great. If you need to get that off your hands, I'll you know.
Also, head to Breakfast Television or City News websites, and my full reviews up there as well.
Awesome stuff there, Mike, because, you know, a lot of people, this is the time of the year, or maybe it's a good idea to get that for the Christmas present, because it's a half-decent ticket item there.